Alrighty. Pottery shelf. Pottery shelf. Pottery shelf. Why can I hear myself? What the heck is this? Alright. Stuck in my shirt. You guys ready? Green on. Hello, everybody. Good morning, chili dogs. What you focus on grows. Feed them horses. All right, we got 3 more pots coming up, so I'll be over there in a second. I'm gonna get right into it. I don't got a lot of time today. You know, we got a wheel in the background. You know, sometimes I notice things when you're on the pottery wheel, you're always looking down at that thing spinning. So whenever you see things that are spinning, it kind of like clicks in the brain a little bit. But anyway, green off. There we go. I'm gonna head over here. Today we don't have the head camera on. It's not at it doesn't have any battery right now. I feel like I just need another. Also, this kind of looked. Hold on, I gotta turn this on for 1 more second. There we go. Okay. I'm gonna get over here. All right. Wedging table. We got one over here that we're just gonna start getting right into. Somebody says hello. Hello. Right, here we are. Do I have my back pocket? I have my keys in my back pocket. Oh, I feel like people who do like the wheel, I wonder if you guys also hate having things in your pockets. When I have things in my pockets, I feel like I'm gonna go crazy. Somebody says yo like 5 times or 3 times. They said that they love pottery. That's cool. I feel like pottery is interesting, you know. Somebody said, I will sub if you shout you out. Why does everybody want that? I don't understand. Like, why do people like to be shout out like that? I still, you know, I mean, I don't mind, but like, I just am curious on why. I don't understand why people, every single time I stream, people always ask me that. All right, so here we go. I'm gonna push this in right now. Got 1, right? Oh yeah. Wheel. Wheel. There we go. All right, here we go. Right down to the bottom. So we're pulling this up. Assalamu alaikum. Hello, how are you doing? Somebody said, yeah, they empty their pockets when they throw. I feel like you got to. And a little bit dry, get some more water on there. Right now I'm making some trees. Down to the bottom, I bring this up. I'm gonna grab my hammer fist. The hammer fist is gonna come right down on top. If you look, my hand's only staying on this third over here, right? I always split the clay up into thirds, right? The same with wrestling, right? Like keeping my wrist. As soon as you lose your wrist, you're gonna struggle with making your pot center, right? Bring this back. Smooth that out. Okay. So what we're gonna do next is we gotta search for some rabbits, right? So take our two thumbs. You can't have the thumbs fight for making that hole too, by the way. No rabbits, okay. Grab your Captain Hook claw, and you always wanna cut right through that bottom, right? Always like it when it feels like butter that you left out, right? Overnight. Let's see what everybody's saying. I don't want you to shout me out, just make something cool and explain. You go, please and thanks. That's so funny. Alright, so I'm smoothing this out. Again, right to this bottom edge here. Where'd you get those pants? They look appropriate. Yeah, these pants are, they're called True Work pants, right? They're almost like plastic-like, right? I really like these pants for ceramic stuff. Alright, but anyway, I'm grabbing my little, call it my llama. Grabbing the llama. Here we go. Camera B. So llama's here, hopping around. He's gonna bite right down on this rim. You know what llamas love, guys? Llamas love volcanoes, right? So we're gonna slowly bring this volcano in here. Okay. Right to the bottom. Bottom edge. Taking your knuckle, right? And you wanna slowly bring your knuckle in and up. And these first couple pulls, they're all for equalizing those walls. Nice little collar right here. There's a lot of, somebody said they're from Brazil. Thanks for stopping in. You've always loved pottery, but I never know where to get the equipment. I feel like usually, I try to find some sort of pottery supply center around where you're at. I feel like if you're in the Americas, they're really popular because a lot of people, I think, post-COVID are going into the pottery kick, right? And so I think they're really trying to make a lot of money out of the raving for it right now. So if you could find it. What's my end goal? To make for the rest of my life. You know, that's kind of my goal. Oh, well, actually, I want to have like a... No, I don't sell my pottery. We got one more pole. Let's see. Yeah, we got one more. So again, we go down to this little bump right on this bottom edge here. Our wall is a little bit dry. And again, it's all about lifting this little bump up, right? And when you get to this top edge, it's a little bit thinner, right? And so for me, I'm not going to try to alter that too much more. But I want to have a barn in the middle of the woods somewhere that I can just throw pottery. Brazilian music rocks. What are they listening to? Can we ask? Somebody in my YouTube or my Instagram chat is asking you, the person from Brazil, the Adrienne Kelly, what sort of music do you listen to? You ever react that scene from Ghost? Reenact? I would totally like to, but would certainly mess up royally. Everybody always talks that the movie Ghost is not a pottery movie, guys. I always laugh because people like obsess over that in the pottery world. But for me, like, it's not even a pottery movie. It's literally like I don't even know what you would call it. It's not a horror movie, but it's about like death and like the afterlife stuff, and that's like one scene in the whole movie. So we're slowly twisting this up. I don't understand why it's iconic though. It's literally just like a dude who's not there is like helping this lady do pottery. And to be completely fair, the lady is absolutely killing it. She does not need any help. If you look at that scene, like, she really centered the clay, and it's pretty tall, you know what I mean? So I feel like she does not need assistance. Oh, really? I didn't know if it invited people. I feel like it's not a... I can't imagine it being a very comfortable or an attractive thing to throw with somebody behind you. I feel like I'd be like so annoyed. I'd be like, get off my back, bro. How long have I done pottery for? I've done pottery for, seriously, I've done pottery for 4 years, but I've been around clay for about 6 years. The wheel for like 4.5 years, yeah. All right. All right, right down to this bottom side here. And we're gonna do a double tendril. Okay, we got one more. All right. Somebody said it's also Patrick Swayze. Is he like, he kind of gives me lifeguard vibes. Was he ever in a movie as a lifeguard? Or, no, like maybe I'm thinking of, he reminds me of the David Hasselhoff guy a little bit. Look at that. Okay. Right on there. There you go. Number 2. I think we want this one to really hit this edge and curl in just like that. Okay. So there's the 2 tendrils, guys. This looks like a canyon tree. Interesting. Okay. Camera A. So here's number 1. Pottery shelf. All right. Let's get number 2 here going. Someone said they think I messed up a little bit. So funny. I always think like the when the people in the chat after I finish a pot or like after I do something, they say like ruined it or L. They spam L's. I always just laugh. I think it's so funny. I feel like because I've seen like streaming done in video games so long, so like when somebody dies, like people just spam that stuff. It's kind of funny. It's almost like a video game thing. Spanish. So it's the Outsiders movie. Oh, I didn't know he passed away. R.I.P. Banyan. Oh, I see. It's also, some people will say the baobab tree. Somebody said what I'm making. I'm making trees. Here we go. How much money do I spend on clay? I spend about $18 for a 25-pound bag of clay. Another thing. Somebody said I'm an artist, and I find critique, whether I want it or not, still just keeps coming. Yeah, I like the baobab. Yeah, it's fine. I don't mind about the people critiquing. That's all good. I don't mind too much. It's okay. Don't worry. People are gonna say all sorts of stuff when it comes to pottery. 32 gallons of water? I didn't know that they could hold that much water. So cool right now. Actually, that's a lot of water. I mean, they look like it. They almost look like they're like nature. They're like nature's water supply tanks or whatever. You ever see those ones that they have like the big ball or whatever on the top? Those are filled with water, right? I actually don't know. That's what I was told when I was a kid, but I don't know if it's true. Anyway, I'm pulling this right back. Thumb right down in the middle here. Opening this up. Oh yeah. Wheel. Wheel. Okay. Cut right along. Did I make all these? Yep, I've made I'm at 920 now. I made 920 of the trees. I'm a Midwesterner. Rainbow soda pop. That's an interesting name. Make a vase? No, right now I'm only making my trees. After I make these trees every day, I'm almost at a year. After the year, I might do something different. I've always thought it'd be kind of cool if somebody's like, "Oh, make a cup," and then I just walk them through making a cup or something, right? But for right now, I'm just doing my trees. My calendar living in. Florida's interesting. It has a lot of iguanas. I went to Florida one time, and I remember that's all I was seeing was iguanas. Like, I think I was like really into lizards as a kid. So as soon as I got to see that there was iguanas in the south, I was like, what the heck? That's amazing. I love the trees. They look so good. Ah, thank you. Oh, you're next to Mickey Mouse, like Disneyland, right? Or is that Disney World? I don't really know. I think I went there once when I was a kid, and I got it was the first time I ever ate a chocolate-covered banana, like a frozen banana. I thought it was so amazing. I was like, dang. I didn't know like fruits could be so tasty. Again, you're just going to find this little bump, and you're going to slowly walk this up the side of the pot. You had a pet iguana and named him Grandpa? That's so funny. What's the longest project you've worked on, like time-wise? Probably this one, because this one's almost a year, right? I'm almost at a year now. So I think it's gonna be the longest one I've worked on. I've worked on like probably projects that were larger, more intensive, but they're done in a short period of time, right? Like this is more like testing consistency and your like mentality, right? Oh yeah, camera B. Or other ones are more of like short burst things. Didn't know the Midwest was out of touch. Frozen fruits is a bomb in any form. I think it's mostly I'm out of touch, not the Midwest. That's so funny. All right, so here we are. We're gonna start making our little twist. So right underneath, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 5. We're slowly walking the twist up the side of the pot, right? Kiss the rim. There we go. Another tree. So we're pulling this out to the side here. I don't really know what you do a lot of jewelry, Kane. Are you talking about like glass work, like flame work? With like glass cane? I'm not really sure what you mean. Okay. Right underneath this bottom edge here, I'm going to slowly pop up this lip. It's a little bit thin, so I got to be careful when I start to pull this up. Because right now when I'm looking at this, it's just too thin, you know. And it's probably going to rip here, so. Pop this up here. Love your work. Smash it, please. I have to go to work here soon, so if I smash it, I have to make another one. But maybe one day, if I'm not feeling one of these trees, I'll cut it in half for you so you guys can see the interior of it. Kind of looks crazy. It looks like a bowl of buttered noodles. So we're doing more of a pattern on the bottom of this one, right? So you can see I'm slowly curling these up here. So, and the key with these tendrils for me is all about just making them look like they're growing on the side, right? On these ones, they look kind of like a pattern, so it's hard, but on the double tendrils, I hope that you guys can kind of see how they change a little bit. But I think these look like grass on the bottom of the trees, you know? Oh yeah, you know, it is kind of like candle carving. I didn't even think about that. You're totally right. All right, camera A. Camera A. All right, wedging table. So we got the 2 here. Got 1 more to go. Grab this. Let's see if we'll do a pedal on this one maybe, but let's see. Kind of looks like chocolate. Alright, there we go. Go ahead and bring this over to the side here. This does kind of remind me of like music that, like Lovecraftian Cthulhu music. Alright, so here we are. Push this down, push this down. Alright. Pottery shelf. Down to this bottom edge here. Project that elbow forward and that hip. There we go. More water. Again, bring this up. Down to the bottom side here. And bring this up. Some people said they waved with an emoji, and another person said, I think you're one of the best ones to make those stuff. What stuff? Like, you just mean on the wheel? There's definitely people like, especially like people in Korea and China, dude. There's some next level makers there. So I don't know if I want to be one of the best potters in the world one day, but maybe just best wheel throwers. I'm not there yet. I still got my whole life to get better at it, you know. Hammerfish coming right down on top. Again, have that fish right in the middle. Slowly bring that back towards yourself. Right? And then you're going to take your thumbs or your fingers, whatever. You're going to open the inside here. Can't have the tadpoles dry out. Add some water on the inside. Take your finger. And you want to cut right across that bottom, right? Almost like you're cutting through butter, right? That's really the goal there. Okay, great. And smooth out this bottom edge. A little water around this rim. Alright. Camera B. Grab that llama. Llama bites down that rim, and you know what llamas love volcanoes, so we're gonna make a volcano right now. What's my favorite pot? It's probably one of the trees I've made. Yeah. I do have one mug that I made a while ago. It was when I was doing a bunch of functional work, and I think that one for me was the first one that when I looked at it, I wanted to keep it, you know. Like most of my pots, I don't really care about too much, right? But that one for me was one where I just looked at it and I really wanted it. Can you create a mug from clay? Right after this, I'm leaving, so probably not. Do you do these things every day? Every day? Yeah. Here. Camera A. All the best and strong mentality. So that's just one of the rooms I've filled, and I filled this room down here too. I'm in the process of filling it, and then my living room and dining room I filled. Yeah, I've been making every single day this past year. So I kind of, even all my cupboards are filled with pots. Alright, I'm gonna finish this pull quick because I felt like that bottom was not addressed properly. Get that water up. Okay, so I'm right at this bottom edge. Very slow on the bottom, slowly. There we go. Okay. Camera B. Yeah, we got one more pull down here that we can do. Bring this out on the top. Okay. Right underneath. Gareth's son called me gay. Does making pottery entertain me? No. This is the thing I hate to do. I do it every day and I literally hate it. I always tell people, the thing I want to do more than anything else in the world is I want to sit in my room and play video games. And that homophobic. I have clay on my hands. It's the best you can do, I always feel like, is you can't let people who are trying to be inflammatory online into your mind, you know what I mean? Like a lot of people, especially like when I'm streaming and stuff, that's all I say is kind of like either gross things or mean things and all this other stuff, but I just learned that I'm not going to let it enter my mind. You always got to be the biggest defender of what you allow in your mind. People like doing that stuff because, in my opinion, it's maybe they feel like they're lacking in some other like aspect of their life, right? And so they want people to acknowledge them by being inflammatory. And it's okay, you know. They'll figure their life out, you know what I mean? One day. I always thought too, like, you gotta remember, like, for somebody to come into like a chat, right, like a live stream, and then just say a bunch of stuff like that, like I'm sitting here, I'm making things, right? And so I'm trying to progress in some way in my life, right? Instead of trying to progress in their life, and they're not wasting their life, right? But they're using their most valuable asset in their life is their time to spend it by, you know, saying nonsense online, you know? So I have nothing but, you know, pity for them, and I hope they can figure stuff out, you know? Yeah, this one's kind of interesting. It sort of collapsed in on that middle part, right? And so I kind of like the way that looks. And it goes really wide. It has this like really funnel-like look to it. And so I think this will be really nice if I do some, if I get a really good pedal on the bottom here, on the skirt of the pot. We'll see if I can get something cruising for us. Thank you, I appreciate it. All right, so here we go. Dang, I have to do 9. Oh, it's so sad. All right. That's why I'm doing this. What happened is if you don't get an even number, right? Like if you get an odd number of little tendril plucks, I don't even know what I'd call them. It's hard to get the petals, right? But if you get 10, you know, or 8 or 6, you know, it works out really well. So usually they look a little bit uneven when you have to force them there. But I do think that this kind of looks cool, the petals on this sort of form, because it's so wide on that top. All right, so which one do we want in the front here? You know what, actually, maybe this one goes in the front. All right, camera A. Camera A. And we'll have, it's sad because I kind of wanted this one up closer. I might have this, yeah, you know, we'll do it anyway. This one with the double tendril here. I really like the way that this is looking. Maybe we'll actually tilt this over just a tad here. Maybe we'll set this one on this edge. And maybe we'll pop it up with something like this, right? How's that looking? Let's check it out. Oh yeah, dude. I feel like I want to rotate this one around though. I don't like when you can see that petal on the bottom looking a little bit funky like that. How's that look? Maybe I liked it better the other way. Whatever, I'm not gonna mess around with it too much. Oh, this one on the top. This one's starting to rip, so this might be kind of cool to have facing that rip. Alright. What are you guys talking about? Oh my gosh. You guys still on what that dude said? I just wouldn't worry about it. People are gonna say what they're gonna say online, you know? Don't let it ruin your day. Alright. Move this down a little bit. Sweet. Here we go. Green on. Hello everybody. We're back again with another pottery review. We'll get right into it with this pot over here. I think this pot is kind of cool. It's a little bit tight and collapsed in right on that base, right? It twisted down and then it's sort of sprouting outward. Looks like a horn or a bell of a trumpet of sorts, right? And then I have some nice petals on the bottom. It wasn't an even number, it was an odd number, so I had to force one of the petals, but I still quite like how this looked. I feel like I have a couple of these sort of trees, but not very many, so it's a nice little surprise for today. We got this one over here. I think the tendrils on this one, especially that far tendril, you can kind of see it little folds over, right? Almost creates this like serpent-like image on the tips of those tendrils, right? I think those look kind of cool. It's really starting to function more as appendages rather than pattern on this one, right? I think the actual form itself is kind of meh, right? But the tendrils really set it off. And then we got this one on the top. You can see that crack or that water fissure. Sometimes when the water overhydrates the clay, it gets in between the clay particles and starts to rip it apart. And so that's what you can see that's happening on that top. It'll probably collapse down, but I always think those are kind of interesting just because this pot is a little bit taller than the other two. It's a little bit more basic and the tendrils are functioning as patterns. But I think that one little fissure might add something pretty cool. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. All the best, Strong Mentality. And maybe I'll end you guys off with Goated 2.